Good morning everybody, it's Denise here, Denise Junk Journals UK. Thank you so much for joining me, it's lovely to have you here. I hope you're all well. I am, thank you. And yeah, it's a new project for a new week, so this is going to be just a week's project, so 4 days, because we're going to have another weekend of using up the scraps, and well, it might even be 3 days because there's something else coming up that needs to be done, but we'll see. So I have got quite a few now empty book covers that I'm going to use for journals. In fact, I've got so many I might put 2 or 3 of them in a bundle in Etsy. I've got all the old ones that I took apart as well for you know, my book pages, so I might do that. But I've been saving this one a while. I love it, I absolutely love it. So there are some pages out of this, I think, in the bundles in the Etsy shop, but it's the English Lakes. I can't even remember when it and you can see it's sold by the gauze and the things that's in it. I can't remember when it was published now. I've taken that page out somewhere. So I've obviously taken the innards out of it. You can even see where it was bound there as well. This beautiful foxing on it, but unfortunately I'm going to cover some of that. So my idea is to make A3 because it's a lovely big spine, so I should get 3 signatures in there. I've already just cut a piece of, and it's very thin, craft card, just to go in there to give it a little bit more strength. Now what I'm thinking is I'm thinking, do I want a hidden spine? I do love to see the strings through here, to be honest. No, I don't think I am. I think I will glue that down, and then I've got some of this beautiful linen material. Obviously it wants cutting down, but I will use that you know, to strengthen it a bit more. And then for the front inside cover and the front back cover, I've got these 2 beautiful pictures from, can you see them? Yeah, from the actual book. So it's the Lake District lakes in the UK, and this is Wastwater and Scawfell, and I'm sure lots of you in the UK know these places because they're such popular holiday places. And this one is nearing the top of Styhead Pass, Wastdale. Yeah, I don't know how many of you have been up there. That looks quite high. I'm sure some of you have. But yeah, just beautiful colours. Now you can see the sort of oranges, greens and purple hues in this one. So I'm kind of using it as an eclectic use up page journal, but with a hint of sort of the autumn winter season about it. So, and that's why I chose this purpley. I mean, there won't be so much of it showing, so it won't be quite that full on. Yeah, but that purpley is going to go with those book plates, do they call them? Yeah, book plates. So I've got signatures ready. I haven't made them all neat at the end. I couldn't decide whether to or not, but I think seeing as it's a collect everything together and use some pages up journal, I don't think I'm going to. I think there's plenty of room for it in here. Is there though? Does it matter if it hangs over? I don't know, I'll have to have a think about that one. But my idea is I'll show you the pages in a minute that I've chosen, but all this ephemera that we created over the weekend from the scrap box, it's my intention to put in most of it in here. So what's left from this after this journal, if anything, and what's left from this fall ephemera, I won't say if anything because there definitely will be. Another piece of Edith there, look. Oh, there's a book page in there, a book. So yeah, what's ever left from those 2, I'm just going to put them in one big Etsy package and just sell them cheap to get them out of my room, because yeah, by next weekend I'm going to be making more from that scrap box. So I don't know, do I want to cut those down at all? Let's have a look what's in them. So you can see that I've used a Victorian, well, that one's even got the title page in it, a Victorian flower album by Henry Terry, as the outside page of each one, just for a little bit of coherence. There's a little bit of a theme running through, but not an awful lot. So I'll go through quickly. So they are just literally pages. Everyone's got one of these book plate pages in it, like I'm using in the front and back. So it's beautiful on the back, look, for anything you want to do on it. I'm going to leave it blank for you. That's Ennerdale. This is one of those pages, or 2 of those pages, look, that we made at the weekend in the Scrappy scrappy box makes. Yeah, really like how they've come out. They're lovely strong as well, so they're going to thicken the spine a bit. So I've put a couple in. I put at least one in each one, maybe two, we'll see. I can't remember how many there was. Okay, so a couple of those, but you can see what an eclectic mix it is. That lovely book that I love, my baking book. A piece of printed vellum, no, printed tracing paper, some just coffee dyed, ink dyed. What's that one from? Oh, that's an Edith. I think it might be Herb, one of the Edith Herb books, you know, with her pictures in, Edith Holden that is. Something from one of my bird books, that raven, he's very wintry, isn't he? Oh, there's 3 pages in this one. Look, that's another page that we made from scraps, from the scrap box. Oh, I've lost a little. I thought I had a little page in the middle of there. Right, that might have to have something else in it because the other 2 have got birdies in them. So I think I've gone with 12 pages if I remember rightly in each one. So just quickly, different again, look. So we've got a coffee dyed piece with a flower fairy in it. Winter flower fairy, so she's the wind fairy. Another piece of dyed from mine. There's one of those. Something else I did with scraps a long time ago, so they're just scraps that have been collaged around there. A book from another one of my Victorian, one of my history books, another piece of that. Some dressmaking pattern, that's from Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah, just a hint of colour in there. This one's one of those books. No, so this was the, what have I done with that? It's come undone. Where's my glue? Excuse me. These are the book page books, you know, the antique or vintage book pages. Now, some of the papers that I use, like this one here particularly, to stick them together, were quite thick pages. So I don't quite know what happened there, but that will close it, won't it? Bit of art glitter. I think I did it with glue stick, didn't I? You know, and because there's one on each side, it really has made a thick spine on it. And then that from In My Garden, I just absolutely adore that page. I thought there was one of those in that one as well. So really quickly, it's just going to be a video about looking at my pages. So another one of those book pages that we created from scrap paper. I'll be doing more of those, definitely. That one is Buttermere. Crummock Quarter at Buttermere. That's one of Rachel at Roxy Creations, one of her book page digitals on there, and it's blank on the back now. What's this from? This is an old page. Oh, what's the book that followed Little Women? Was it Good Wives? I think it's from Good Wives, that. So a page from one of the stamp, can't remember what he's called now, but he's a well-known stamp book author. Another one of my recipe books, pages. Another, that's isn't it, that's William Morris on tracing paper. Is that another piece of geography book? Do you remember this? Do you remember me doing that? And I haven't never used it. I had to cut that one down a bit, look, on the Edith pages. So again, I've just stuck them together to put them in, and that is just masking tape. And I just used masking tape because I didn't want to hide the beautiful artwork on the book page. So I put it in with masking tape, which I quite like. So just a very thin dyed copy book, and then that. Another gorgeous one in the middle. So I've got 2 of those in the middle and not on the third. Maybe I ran out of pictures, can't remember, because you know, some of these have been done a while. I've been collecting them and collecting them and collecting them until it's like, yes, time to do it. So there, that is the signature. I might just trim a little bit. I'm not going to trim a lot. So let's have a look at this. Shall I make a start on this, I think, and then, yeah, because decisions are going to be made, aren't they? So I think I am going to put that in and sew through it. It'll be nice and strong then to sew through, especially if that's on as well. So let's glue this down because that's going to take a little bit of time. It's one of those rounded out kind of spines as well. Yeah, so my idea is really to spend the next at least 2 videos with you, just filling the book rather than making it with you. So I'd like to just get it made and then come on and we'll just fill. Like I say, there's lots of videos out there now of me sewing signatures in and things like that. I mean, like I said before, I will do them again. Sometimes I'll do them, sometimes I won't. I know I'm putting a lot down, but this craft card will just eat away at it. I'm wondering if I should have cleaned that off a bit more there, but it's not interfering with this, so let's just get this down. All that is doing is strengthening the spine, nothing else. Give me something to hang my something strong to hang my signatures from. So I haven't gone, you can see I haven't gone all the way into the edge. You can see, I hope, can you see how it kind of, it's got this sort of, how can I describe it, kind of goes in, the front and the back cover kind of goes in further from the spine. It's part of its round, you know, creating the roundness there. Perhaps if I do it like that, you can see. So I don't really want to go into that, otherwise it wouldn't bend. I'll just put one of those top and bottom while it grabs. I really should just put it on one side and not mess with it too much, but I really want to get it done so that we can start. Is that interfering? It's not really interfering a lot. No, I think I'm going to leave it because I don't want to cut into. It's not too bad, and fabric is going over it, isn't it? So before that goes on, these. So I'll separate them. Ooh, don't rip. Don't spoil it for me now. You just put a ruler on them. There we go. I'm desperate now to get on with some Christmas crafting, and I've still got one more sort of autumny journal to get done. So I'm wondering if, yeah, they're the exact size. So I'll just put the whole thing down. I think I need to trim it a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, just to make that journal up and sell it as a naked journal. I might do that and just give you a quick flip through of it. I'll see how time goes. Right, which side do I want to take off? I quite like this raggedy edge, but so which will 13. Yep, and I think I'll take a bit off the bottom as well, so we'll cut into that crotchety corner. Just a tiny bit, that's it. See that lovely foxing a little bit round the edge now, can't you? So we went to 13, and then which side did I take it off? The top. Just I'll keep this bit here so I can see. Was barely any, was it? Took a little tad more off that one. Yeah, lovely. So I need to stick those in, and I want to think about what I'm going to. I think perhaps glue stick will be the thing to use here. Now it takes a little while to dry, but once I've put the fabric in the middle, that's fine. So let's put some lids on these. I heard you. Oops. Right, I've got to keep looking at the camera now because I didn't start my stopwatch. Glue stick, there we go. So I hope you're all well. It should be the start of a new week for everybody today. It will be Neil's last day at work for his 4 days, which always seems to take forever, especially seeing as he's been on holiday up until now. And yeah, I got used to having him at home. Didn't get anything done, but loved having him at home. Loved being with him. So yeah, I need to get myself organised again, because like I say, I get nothing done much at home. Not because I can't, I can. He's quite happy for me to come up here and play or do housework should I wish. He doesn't mind. Yeah, but I just kind of like to spend the time with him. I like to be with him, and if he's doing something more interesting than I am, of course I've got to be there. and you know, we often end up going shopping and things like that. There are still bits and pieces we're buying and doing in the kitchen, so like that. Lovely. So yeah, generally I end up, you know, I come and have an hour in here, but generally I don't get much done. So, and I'm very much procrastinating these days. Nothing new, I know. I don't do as much as I used to in here. Not because I've fallen out of love with it at all. I don't know. I think it's maybe change of season. I'm not really tired, but I haven't got the energy that I had in the summer and the spring. Well, did I have any? I'm joking a bit there, aren't I? No, I don't know. It seems, you know, it's more of a wintry vibe, and I don't like to get up so early. You know, I was getting up as soon as Neil had gone to work and I'd finished the cup of tea he gave me. I was doing that in the summer. I'm not really doing that anymore. I stay and watch a couple of videos and work myself up to it, and then of course now we've got the cat, I have to go and spend a bit of time with him, because yes, he's finally joining us. He's a funny little thing, bless him. Now, he's been an indoor cat all his life, and he's lived with other cats. I think I've told you that before. And yes, he wasn't doctored. He's a whole cat at the moment till I can get him to the vets. He's booked in. It was booked in a few days ago, but there was no way I was going to take him in the state he was in. He was terrified of his own shadow. So I think, can't remember if it's the end of November or beginning of December now, he's booked in, just to give him time to settle a bit. But yeah, and he's jumpy, and he's quite mouthy, but a scaredy cat. So, you know, if he suddenly sees you and he wasn't expecting you, he'll like he hisses at you straight away. But he is, you know, the people I got him off said he's all mouth and no trousers. I think they said something like that, or he's all words and no action. I can't remember. But yeah, but if you hiss back, he'd run a mile. I don't, because I don't want to frighten him. But you know, he's a scaredy little boy. I wonder if that'll go straight if I rip it. Please do. Yes, you did. Oh, you've gone a bit thready though. Let's pull those off. That's it. I want it thinner than that. So yeah, so he still is hiding under my chair, but if I go down and call him, he comes out to me, and he's very fussy, and you know, he purrs and he's all over you. And now I don't want to make him into a for me, you know, a fussy cat that wants to be with me all the time, or you know, howling to come in here, etc. So I'm not spending all day with him and calling him out all the time. You know, I give him a fuss for half an hour or so, and then I get up and get on with things, and he goes back under his chair, my chair, you know, and he'll stay there until I go call him out again, and then he'll come and he's all fussy. So I'm sure that'll change. I'm sure he'll get to the point where he's like, right, I own this place. let's be on with it. I'll cut that a bit short. You'll have a little bit, Denise. It might stretch with the glue. Let's see. I'm not going to start again though. It will be what it will be. Let's stretch it out. Yep, strangely enough, it's not far off. Right, I think I might want a little bit more off, a tiny bit. So I'm going to. Those are useless. Don't cut with those. What made you get those out? Yeah, I don't want a lot, so I'm not going to rip it, but I just want a little bit more off. Yeah, so I spend a bit of time with him now as well before I come in here and start. Yeah, that's better. I can see the edge of the pictures now. So I've already had it out somewhere. Yes, I'll start in the middle, I think. Oh, it needs to go into that bit though, doesn't it? So let's do the whole of. I'm going to do the whole of the brown. I haven't got my other filming light on. How light or dark is it? Let me just. Has that made any difference? Just cast a shadow, maybe. Is that better? I think because it's a, you know, the iPhone is a smartphone. Sometimes you put more light on and it makes things darker. It does when I'm watching it. You know, when I'm watching my phone in the morning now, you know, when Neil goes to bed, when Neil goes to work and I'm still in bed, if I'm watching something and I suddenly think, oh, I'll turn the, because I put the lamp on because it's dark in the morning, I'll turn the lamp off and my phone darkens itself. I know it's a mode it can be in because I like it on a night, so I'm not going to turn it off, but yeah, it's smarter than me, this smartphone, so like, this is what I'm saying, it needs to be in there. And the glue does seem to have gone down there. That's it, that's what we want. Oh, I am waffling a lot this morning, aren't I? I don't even know where I started with that conversation. Oh yeah, how little I'm getting done. So, and then when it gets to the afternoon, I've hit lazy mode. So I must admit I have been watching TV quite a bit, which I don't normally do. So I don't know if this is a new me. It could be. I mean, I don't watch TV because I don't agree with it. So if I become a TV watcher, I become a TV watcher. But I'm sure again it's just a winter habit I'm going to have. Far too much to be on and doing and seeing in summer. Just make sure that goes in there. I've got some frilly bits going on there, haven't I? Now you can do this, of course, and put your outside bit over it. I'll probably go over these thready bits with some art, you know, with some art glitter. I might put some braid or lace, I don't know, I'll see. But I just wanted them, you know, to hold down the edge of the paper here. It is vintage and delicate paper. Yeah, I came a bit further over this one, I think. I want it to go down, but I don't want it to pull out of there. That's it. This is where the Fabri-Tac is ideal because it will come up and down a good few times before it actually sticks. So I can get it to still, yeah, so it won't pull anything up or crack anything. No, little corners like this I'll probably come in and do when it's dry. That's it. And then the front, I think I'm just going to put a topper on it, because let me do it like that because I don't want it to dry, because I kind of like it, and it's intact, you know, it's not got any weak spaces, it's got a few distressed places. I love this gold on here, and I am going to be sewing the threads through there. So it will probably have some lace, but you know, I like to see that behind. So I'll probably just put a topper. It's got like, what are they called? Coats of arms, maybe? Lots of different shields with coats of arms. I quite like them. So yeah, I may have a topper on the back, or some, you know, it might end up with an envelope or a pocket on the back, I don't know. Depends on time, really. But for now, that will be that. So it kind of looks like the book it was. I guess that's what I'm kind of going for. And oops, then we'll cut these down and I'll have a go at sewing them in. Okay, it's dried. I was going to sew the signature in, then I thought I'm bound to get a few comments saying we'd like to have seen it, so I'm just going to sew one in with you, show you how I do it. You know, just for those of you that are new or like to see the process. So we glued all that down now. It's had about half an hour, so it should be fairly dry. What did I do? I'm halfway through it, so I made a template. I've got the other piece of it here. Bear with me. Oh, so just a scrap piece of paper. I made a template. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so to fit exactly in there. It's not going in there, so the other one was a little bit slimmer, but I'm not going to cut a slither off it because I'm just showing you how to do it. So I've cut a template, and for 3 signatures I need 3 lines on it, and that, you know, centralised, that's very easy. Just fold it in half, and I'll use my scissors because I don't know where that bone folder's gone now, and then fold it in half again. Oops. And score it, or, you know, burnish it, is that the word? Yeah, make sure they're nice and strong lines, and then I open it out one, I fold it over again exactly in the middle. Excuse me. Yeah, so you've got the exact middle there, and three, can you see them? 3 creases, quite strong creases. Let's fold that one back so you can see it. Yeah, so you've now got the very center, which is where you want your middle signature to go, and you've got these spaced exactly apart. So that'll be the middle of signature 1, that'll be the middle of signature 2, that will be the middle of signature 3. I then decide which one I'm going to make the top, so we'll just make that the top, and I fold it over roughly. It depends very much on the size of your signature as well, but roughly I don't know, not quite an inch, 3/4 of an inch down. And then I've got the top hole for the first signature, top hole for the second, top hole for the bottom. I know a lot of you have seen this before from me. The 3 signature is so easy to make a template for. Excuse me, I've pressed play, haven't I? Yeah. Yeah, and then you've got a template. So I then fastened that onto there, and with my awl, which is in the middle of there, I pushed all those holes, poked all those holes. I think you might be able to see them just there. You can't do them at the same time like you can with a single signature, because they need to be, you know, level to some degree. you know, I have made them in the past where you've got the back one higher and the middle one a bit lower and the front one in between, and they're okay, but you know, they're nicer if you get them a bit more in line. Yeah, that needs a bit more glue, doesn't it? But so yeah, I've poked the holes through. I started marking them first, but it didn't come through very clearly. But you know, depending on what fabric you've got, you could just put a pencil mark on, and then poke them through. And then you lay that out in the middle of a signature. I always start with the middle one, I don't know why. I just do. And then you have to poke the holes through that as well. So you want your central one in the centre of your signature. So measuring it is a good idea. And then you measure all, and they are all then level in the middle. Hopefully these are all the same height. So they should. Where's me pokey? They should all finish the same height, but we'll see. Oh, have I poked that one? No. Thought I had. Now those pages that I've got the extra binding through are holding up nicely. They're nice and thick to poke through, but that means they're going to hold. Make sure you're on the line, Denise. Yeah, they're going to hold those pockets and things quite well. Okay, so I've now got waxed thread on my needle, and I've got just over 3, I think. 3, I always find 3 enough. Yeah, I've just got over 3 there. And then rather than having to pin it to this, I don't need that bit on, do I? I just hold it to itself. Where's all my little, excuse me, I'm out. So it doesn't move, you know, move around on itself while you're sewing it. Long time since I've done this, I think, in a hardback book. I've always done it just recently in the I've done so many of the soft covers. It's the same, it just feels different. I'm just putting these on because I don't know, I'm going for all blue. Isn't that odd? There's black and blue in there, and I particularly went for the blue. Yeah, the other thing is to make sure everything's the right way up. I forgot to tell you that bit, but yeah, when you're putting it in order, make sure all your pages are the right way up before you start. So then I want the strings on the inside, so I'm starting on the inside. So I'm going through the inside of there, and then I have to find the inside hole that I've poked, which is there, look. And through we go. Oh, so that's the Rag and Bone Man again, like it was last time I was videoing. Must come every Monday. I don't know if you can hear him. He's playing Steptoe, the Steptoe and Son tune. Now, if you're not in the UK, you probably won't know what that is, but for those of you in the UK who are old enough as well, that's quite funny. So I'm going into the bottom one first. I usually do the top, so I don't know why, but I am. And then into the bottom hole that we've poked there, I hope I'm on in view. Okay. You see, this is why I don't do it on camera very often, because nowadays I have to hold it in all sorts of strange positions and directions to get it where I want it. Oh, that's it. Through you come. Okay, so we've got the first one in. Then we're going up through the top hole. I love that robin. I just cannot wait to start on some Christmassy. Have you moved about on me? No, you just look it. And through the top hole, what's happened there? And make sure you're in the middle again. Can't see that one, but I can feel it on the back. I could feel the little raised bump on the back, so out that one. That's it. And this is where we pull it so that it's quite close to the cover, and then back through this one. Now the first one in theory should be the easiest. Once you've got a couple in there, you really have to manoeuvre stuff about, which is why for speed, otherwise that will be it, that will be the film. I'm going to do it off camera, and I'm using a slightly longer needle than usual just to allow me a little bit of extra space. And we're through. So I feel like I have. See if I can explain to you what I've done. I've gone through my own thread there, look, I've stitched through it. You don't want to do that. You can see how that's going through. You definitely want them separate. Okay, otherwise you won't be able to tighten it enough. It'll be all loose and sloppy, and then you want one of those either side of that string, and you can take these off now. They're buckling it a little. Put my needle where I'm not going to lose it. So it's quite time consuming camera wise, isn't it? Film wise. So pull it tight but not too tight, so you don't want to rip your papers, and then have a look on the outside and see if it's tight on there. It is. So I can now tie my first knot. Go out. Now I'm going to have dangles on these, and I don't want the knots too big, so I'm only going to do two. So I've done one right over left, and I'm doing the other left over right, and I'm not pulling it too tight. Okay, we've got the middle signature in now. I did used to, that one's trimming, I did used to start at the front and then do the middle, then the back. I don't know why I haven't. It's just I'll probably regret it, because the other two are going to be a bit harder. But just before you put the others in, just check your pages are all caught, neat, the right way up. Yeah, super. Happy with that. So I'll do the other two, and then I will be back with you. Okay, and I'm done. Oh, I've broken out the winter jumpers, and I'm a little bit warm now. So yeah, it went quite well. Yeah, I would do that again from the middle and then the two edges. It worked absolutely fine, to be honest. So yeah, I don't know why I used to do it the other way, but it went fine. So just give you a quick flip through. I've been through and checked every page. They're all caught in, and we are secure. And you know, I just love this sort of journal. I love to do the kits, and then I love to get back to these book page. That one's dropped a little bit. I wanted that one in the middle, but because everything is a different shape and size, it's fine. Oops, not the end of that one. Got the end on that, but it's got that lovely fox in. Yeah, I wanted to keep it, so I'll try not to cover it up. So that's one signature. So we've got, what did I say I had on 12? So I've got 36 pages doubled. By the time we've put a few extra bits in, you know, we'll be looking at about 80. Is that right? Doubled? Yeah, 80 pages. Yeah, how many in each? Was it 8? Right, let's get this right. I had 12 in each one, and each page becomes 4, so that's 4 12s are 48 in each one. So yeah, nearly 150 sides, you know, pages by the time we're done. Me and maths, we don't get on. Yeah, I'm just going through to show you, to have a little look. I know you like to look. All those lovely pages that are going in there. Now you'll probably see to the side of me that I have brought out the avocado dyed papers, because you know there's some lovely colours going on in here, so I've tried to keep it, you know, a little bit autumny, wintry, but little pops of colour are, you know, these mauves, purples, there's even some yellow look in that one. So I'm thinking I will use avocado paper to create journaling spots, because I want to create a lot of journaling spots. Now I know that looks sparse, but it isn't. By the time I start putting just a few pockets and things on each of those, you know, it's soon going to bulk out, so we are going to have pages that will just be for journaling on. Just don't know where I should start with you now. Let's have a look at the ephemera. So this is the stuff that we've made over the weekend. Yeah, let's separate it up. So that's a pocket. So we did some of these. I haven't done the others to these two yet. I did the second one to that, and I did the second one to that. So we've got those in pairs. The thing is, we've got threes in the book. Yeah, so I'm probably not going to build even. Let's just do them. So 2, 4, 6. So 2 of these, something like that, shall we? Yeah. So 2 of each. So those are from the Test Treasure and Friends Facebook group. Hashtag whole book challenge. So I'm start putting things into, separate them into piles of 3. Now I don't know, I definitely don't want anything on this page here. I'm going to leave that. I was just wondering if to have something on this page, but not that. It's going to have to complement this, so I'll have to have a think about that. I might be going with a either a glassine bag or perhaps a vellum envelope. So I'm going to move those back into a different box, because we won't be using them in here. Oh look, there's another page that I missed. Could have squeezed that in here, so that can go in that box as well. It could be a tip in, but I'm not going to. Let's move this out of the way again then and have a look at what we were looking at. Let me put these 3 piles over here. So these are all pocket fillers, which we'll decide on later on. Was that a filler or a pocket? It was a filler, I think. Yeah, I did lots of fillers because of all the pockets that we've got in the book challenge. That was one that was half made that we finished. That can, well, I say it can go in there, but I've got 2, haven't I? So 2 that we did on camera, if you remember, over the weekend. So yeah, it needs finishing off, but yeah, if we have 1 in each, 1 chunky piece. That just needed backing, didn't it? So these are like extra pieces. I'll see any more pockets. I think that's probably it. I think we made all fillers, didn't we? Yeah, so we need to work on some of those pockets from the challenge, but for now, shall we put these? I think that will be enough for this video. If we get these 6 in, that will be something. So I've got a corner one, a lengthwise one, and an upright one. Just looking at the different types. So shall we start at the front? I'm loving this for journaling. Maybe on here then, on this book page might be a good one to, or book page on book page, no. So that's going to be a journal spot. Not sure if I want plain or I want it on one of those 2. That's it is quite strongly in that. Again, it's book page, but a lot of this, I mean, it's all book page, isn't it now? I'm not liking it on the book page, so it needs to be on something different. Let's find something. How strong are you? You're quite strong. this side. I like that side because it will show through from the vellum. So shall we go with this big one here, 'cause it's a nice big piece of paper. It needs inking. I've got my what's this one called, vintage photo out. I'm going to start using, well, vintage photo, this one. So it's going to have a tag, a small bit of something in there, and you know, it's a corner pocket to go down there. Now I'm not inking the edges of the pages for, well, mainly for speed, but a lot of these, where's my glue? Glue while you talk, Denise. A lot of these book pages are naturally aged, you know, distressed around the edge, so it's an eclectic mix, so we can have some that are and some that aren't without it looking odd. Are we going up there? Yes, let's go up there. Got plenty on. Yeah, so they're not as flimsy as I thought they might be, these book page pieces, because most of them, you know, we've had a good fold and plenty of glue. No, Denise, you won't put rubbing where there isn't any glue, just on the edges. And we'll go through and fill them at a later time, but let's just, oops, grab a piece of, yeah, that's a nice big pocket, isn't it? Have you stuck? I just put a little clip on there for now while we put the other. So what did I have? 2 in each, so let's have something in the back of this one. Oops. So I've got one of these or one of these. He might be nice on that blue, might he? He looks like he's got something in him, but he hasn't. So we'll have something in there like that. I quite like that on that blue page. There's plenty of journaling around it too. Might have it more away from that. Might fancy that up, I don't know. Right, shall I put it down as one that goes that way as well? I think I will. Yes, why not? So I'll hold the side I don't want to glue down and putting plenty on. Ooh, wobble. Yeah, so that by the time I get all these in, that will be the video for today, but tomorrow we should be able to have a flying start where we are just literally coming on and filling and embellishing. That'll be nice. Yeah, move this way a little bit because I want something in that edge. I ought to put something in it to remind me, really, because I didn't cut a divot out, which you don't always have to. I got something little. I did have some little bits, didn't I? So we just put this chappy in. Let's fold him over for now because we haven't done anything with him yet. Yeah, just to show that there's something needs filling in there. Right, are we down? Move that away. So let's do the back one. Where do we think we might want something here? It's all such lovely. Right. Let's just see what one of them looks like on this white book page. I'm wondering if I'd like some avocado behind that. Just try it out and see. Oh, I do. Did you see how lush that was? So, this is the trouble with doing a big book. It's a big book. You can't move for it. Come on, play the game. So we're going on this side, aren't we? Now, I'm not trying to hide that it's a book page at all. So how much Shall I put it on square? Shall I rip round it? I just don't know. I think it might as well just go on square because it's going to have that lovely pocket on it, isn't it? Yep, so some book pages will be completely covered. Some will celebrate. Doesn't particularly like to tear this, it's quite good strong paper. Oh, doesn't want to tear where I want it to, that is for certain. Never mind, it's made lovely scraps. Right, let's just the two bits that were left, that's it. And do I want to ink it? I don't think I do. And I can probably just cut it following a line here. That one I think, and then it'll leave me a nice strip to use. Oh, look at that. That way up. Yeah, that's it. So it is kind of, we can see around it that it is a book page. You can even see that bit there where the staples were in. Okay, let's have a glue page. Will you fit on that? You will. Okay. Is that the side I wanted it? Yeah. Where's that pin? Just realised I shut that book now without putting something in it. Hopefully there wasn't any glue sticking out where there shouldn't have been. So I think what I'm going to do this afternoon when I've finished in here is make some flapjack for Neil's couple of days off. I'm just not impressed with biscuits from the shop at the moment. They're very tasteless. And you know, I buy decent biscuits. I don't buy cheap biscuits just for that reason. But you know, even the decent ones now, so they're not cheap. They're a pretty penny. Just taste of just sugar to me. You know, they're just sweet. There's no actual flavour of the biscuit. Is that straight? If it's not coming off because I don't know that it is straight, but it's staying. Yeah, I'm pleased I didn't ink it against that white. And I like that I can see a bit of that dark picture behind it. Is it showing to you? So it's like books showing behind it. I love that sort of bullet hole. Right, this is sticky, so I better put something in here if I close the book. Where did I just put something? That one's fine. Yeah, we're not sticking, we're okay. But there, just there. Don't know if I slid it across or something, but it's sticky. We're going to have to stay open here. What was I saying about the biscuits? Yeah, I'm just not impressed with them, and they're just, to be honest, they're not worth the calories, are they, for the taste? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a calorie counter by any stretch of the imagination. I don't believe in calories, to be honest. I'm sure I've had that conversation with you before. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stick the whole thing down. Leave that bit for journaling and what have you, and just have a tag in here. We might embellish. Yeah, so the whole thing. So I think I'm going to put some fabric tack on it because you know it's a bit lumpy bumpy here. So yeah, I'm going to make some flapjacks, shortbread, and you know, just plain sugar biscuits, sugar cookies to call them. So easy to make, aren't they? And it used to be that biscuits were just cheaper to buy than make. You know, they weren't worth all the fuss, but yeah, they probably still are cheaper to buy, but yeah, it's value for money, isn't it? They're tasteless. Am I having a whinge? I just started out telling you what I was going to do this afternoon. Yes, I'm going to make some homemade biscuits. The only downside is, you know, we'll eat them a lot quicker than we would shop bought biscuits, but yeah, I have to tell you, I'm sorry, I'm starting to feel a little bit Christmassy as well. So baking biscuits, yeah, a little bit of that as well in it. Now I know there'll be some of you out there, some lovely bakers. I love to bake, but I don't do it very much. it will always make their own biscuits and cakes and things, and yeah, lovely. More power to you. Let me know if you do. Yeah, it very much used to be, and I mean it probably still is with the price of electricity and gas at the moment, cheaper to buy, but yeah, it's definitely not more satisfying. And you know, the older we get, I have to say, the less we eat, you know, in one sitting, just because you can't, can you? You can't stuff yourself and get away with it when you get to a certain age. So said I wasn't shutting that. So yeah, let me know. I'll be interested to know. Where's my lid? Did you see that? I really want to just put one more in. We have got time, I feel. Have I got anything here I can put in that won't stick? Yes, I have. This. It might be a bit shiny and in your face, but it does mean that I can get my other pocket in. Right, so I want to be in the front half, don't I? And I'm looking at, not that one, because we've got that in. Oh, one of these, probably. Yeah, definitely one of these, because I don't want two in the middle one. The bird is on, and it is quite a wide pocket, this one. Have I got a wide page? Because that might be the deciding factor. Yeah, let's stay in the right book. I think I'm going to have to trim it down, you know. Whoops. It is definitely, which means I may have to re-stick the sides, but that's fine. Oh no, you are not supposed to be out. I don't know, it's like having unruly children. Behave yourself. Yeah, best to do it now rather than stick it in and then think, I wish I'd. Now I can take more off that side than this, really. I don't want the bird losing his beak. Not sure that's very straight there either. So let's do that while we're at it as well. And I might do a Rachel and just trim those top corners a tad. That's Rachel at Roxy Creations. She's been doing it a while now, and I must admit it appeals to me. Okay. Do you need? Yes, you do. You certainly do. Oh, I don't know, your cloth's looking a bit grotty. Anybody think you didn't have many? Here? Oh, I think I probably got away with that one because I couldn't take much off because of that little birdie, could I? Okay, so we were going to put one there, weren't we? Which page did I was thinking this one? Yeah, quite like it in there. We can. I'll just put a little tiny divot. Let's see if I can. Just to show that it's going to have a pocket behind it as well. So I'll do it properly and make a mark. I can't fold it, it's too stiff. 12, so 6. Go on. It's not made a mark, but I can see where it was if I don't take my eye off it. I mean, I took the tiniest little divot, but it just shows that it's, ooh. Yeah, it's going to have something behind it. Okay, so I've got my hand on the side that I don't want gluing, but it's got that tiny divot out anyway, so I shouldn't make a boo-boob. What's the weather like here today? It is a little bit damp, but not as wet as yesterday. Threw it down yesterday. The trees leaves are starting to turn autumn colour here, but they've stayed green for quite a while, and a lot of them have stayed on the trees because we haven't had any, you know, not too bad weather yet, but they are now starting to fall, and yeah, the street is littered with them. They'll soon be soggy and wet and slippy underfoot, won't they? There are some beautiful colours around though at the minute, still on the trees in the UK, you know, the oranges and the yellows and greens and browns. Okay, the same thing with that, it is, I'm going to have to leave it there to stick, I think. So yeah, it's going to have a nice piece in there, and then we've got that for a nice big piece as well. So by the time these double pockets are filled, you see it really does chunk out the journal. Right, so I am going to stick the two in the centre signature off camera because I am running out of time. And yeah, like I say, when we come back tomorrow, that's all we'll be doing. We'll be filling and embellishing for the next 2 full sessions. Okay, so if you've enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. It'd be lovely to know what you think to me creating an eclectic journal. Just wondering what I can stick in there to show you my hand. And yeah, is it new to you? Are you going to have a go? Were you pleased I showed you the signature sewing in, all those things? Oh yeah, okay, anything you want to say to me, I'm happy to hear and chat with you. Give me a thumbs up if you can, and I will see you tomorrow, same place. Bye for now.